Hey guys, this is Bear Gaming and welcome back to our channel. For today's video, we are going to do a hero spotlight, and when I log in this morning, actually early this morning, I noticed that there are no Mr. Hero preview currently, so it only means that this week it's a big possibility that there will just be a Choice Fatecores or a rebanner. So for today's Hero Spotlight, we are going to discuss about Shufraken. Over here,
no one shall deny the way of the king.
so this is Shufraken, and first we are going to check out his skill set. For the passive, it says here Fear of the Abyss. If the target attacked by self has debuff, afflicts target with bind for 8 turns, and afflicts all enemies with decreased effect resist by 3% for each debuff on all enemies for 5 turns at the start of all turn. And there's also Iron Army, increases attack, defense, and max HP of heroes from Northbound Frosty by 10%. So Shufraken, guys, is a general of Northbound Frosty. That's why he has this attack, defense, and max HP increased by 10% for the heroes under his nation. And you can see over here on the first few lines that he has a debuff. So you're going to check that out further. For his first skill, it says here's King's Spirit. Grants heal over time to self that heals 12% of own max health every turn for 4 turns. And grants immunity to self for 7 turns. So he has heal over time and immunity for his first skill. And for the second skill, it says here Marching Sword deals 210% damage to all back row enemies and increases the duration of debuff on enemy by 4 turns. And there's 60% chance to afflict target with provoke for 5 turns. So he has a lot of status effect skills. So it only means that if we are going to gear him up, we need to have those gears that has high effect hit, or probably 100% at least will do. So let's check him out further. Here in the hero introduction, you can see Shufraken, and he wears a suit with a very thick fur coat. He looks like. His hands are actually inside, so if you're just wondering, this is the default stance and this is the battle stance, and you can see there are some swords behind him. I'm not sure if this is part of his collection or probably he got this from those probably from a certain war which he won. Well, it's just my imagination. For his appearance effect,
Do you need the power?
goes like this. King of Northbound Frosty, Shufraken. So whenever you see that, it means you got him. For the hero introduction, illustration. And for his skill preview, this is his normal attack. That's really cool. You can see the different swords swirling around behind him. For his first skill,
I'll show you the strength of the conqueror.
so that will grant him heal over time and immunity to self. And for his second skill,
Fool, obstructing the path of the king. Pay for it with your life!
so just a little story. Whenever I encounter Shufraken in Zeben Stunner, I'm always afraid of his second skill. I don't know why, but it really looks so powerful, and actually he does inflict a lot of status effect or CC That's why it's quite annoying. And it seems that a lot of players are using Shufraken. And to tell you the truth, I'm one of those players who are not quite lucky when it comes to getting Shufraken. Actually, I have some heroes. One is Shufraken and one is Jinai. I don't know why, but it seems it's hard for me to get them. And I already got their copies through Eternal Bond only. And I'm just going to tell you a little story about it later. So that's the skill preview. Next, we are going to check his profile. So Shufraken is a knight. He's a male, of course. He's from Northbound Frosty. He is a fated grade hero as the hero tier. And he's a dark element hero. He's 45 years old. Race is human. Position defense or defense type hero. And his birthday is on May 31st. So here's a little story about him. King of Northbound Frosty. Shufraken has the ambition to become the emperor of the unified Exos by uniting all nations on the continent. The preceding king, Shufraken's father, was often ignored by even the rural nobility. Shufraken, who watched his father be ignored from a young age, longed to establish a powerful kingdom. Shufraken was recognized as a successor of the throne in his early days for showing extraordinary talents in various fields. He began to raise his forces using his wisdom and political skills. After he became king, he used his power to purge the rebels and establish a tyrannical kingship. Among the purge was Mahar, Shufraken's own brother. Oh, so Mahar is Shufraken's brother. And if you're following the story, Mahar is actually Iris's father. So that will make Shufraken her uncle. Or Shufraken is Iris's uncle. He ran away to Brunn after losing an arm, and losing an arm, that refers to Mahar, and Mahar's remaining family members were confined to the capital and put under surveillance. Shufraken was then an unrivaled force in the north. Nobody dared to stand against him. However, Shufraken's ambition did not stop there. He wanted to have not only the barren land in the north, but also the rich lands and coast to the south. He sought control of the entire Exos. Shufraken remembered the legends of the Baikal dynasty and the Dragon Emperor that he had read in countless books. In preparation to realize his ambition, he began to purge the nobles. He plotted to subvert and destabilize other nations across the continent with simultaneously completing his plans for continental war. So that's his plan. So I guess he wanted to use the Dragon Emperor's power. Okay, that's Shufraken's background or information. We go to the managed heroes. I happen to get him.
I am the King's Guard. You won't defeat me so easily.
So this is my
No one shall
Shufraken.
deny the way of
And as you can see, the 3 slots below, I don't have his Fatecore because, like I said, he's one of those heroes that I'm having a difficult time in getting. But, well, I guess it's okay because I'm not totally building him. Although before, I really planned. That was about last year, November 2021. When Season 5 was released, I have this plan to build the Shufraken Nation or the heroes under Shufraken Nation, and particularly Shufraken, since what did I say? Shufraken's Nation, right? Shufraken's Nation is not Northbound Frosty, right? So I was really planning to build them, and knowing Zion has transferred his nation from Lenombe to Northbound Frosty, so I really had that urge in building the heroes under him. So that's why you can see I got his exclusive weapon, because there's this Path of Trials chapter wherein you can get a selector ticket of the exclusive equipment. I'm not even sure if it's still there, so I'm just going to check it using my second account. And so first, let's talk about the Fatecores. Shufraken has only 2 Fatecores. One is gold and the other one is the orange. And you know, orange Fatecores are usually accessories. Doesn't have any effects. So you can see here, we are here in the Fatecore button. And the first one is the Awakening Fatecore theme. And you can see the list over here. And the very first one, you will notice that it's in gray, which means I don't have it yet. So, I don't have this Fatecore, Dragon Emperor Shufraken. So, there's a little story over here saying Shufraken from the parallel world who absorbed all the power of the Dragon Emperor core. So, he happened to absorb the power. After obtaining both the relic of the Dragon Clan and Exos troop, Shufraken restored the power of the Dragon Emperor core. As Shufraken absorbed all the power of the Dragon Emperor core, even his physique transcend that of a human. So, this is what happened to him. Okay, first we are going to check out the skill set because I'm sure there are additional stuff over here since he's a gold Fatecore. You can see Fear of the Abyss. There's the debuff, Iron Army, and then here it is, Awakening. Grants damage immunity one time to self when own health falls to 30% or below after receiving damage from enemy and gain 2 mana. So this is just the same as of Rakel's because Rakel's also is a gold Fatecore for the Awakening team. Actually, both of them are. So they have this Awakening special passive. And for Shufraken, he has this Harbinger of End, increases defense of all allies equipped with Awakening themed Fatecore by 15%. So for these characters over here, they will be able to benefit from this 15% increased defense. So this is for Shufraken, Harbinger of End. While for Rakel, you can see here, Pride of Warrior, increases critical hit of all of allies equipped with Awakening themed Fatecore. So they have different special passive aside from the Fatecore team passive, which is the Awakening. So here, and remember for his Fated Grade version, particularly his first skill, we discussed about it has heal over time and immunity, but for the Fatecore version, it doesn't have the heal over time anymore, but it was replaced by Purge. Purges 1 buff from target. So it seems that both of his skills, for the second skill, it's still the same. I was saying that both of his skills are totally status effect skills or CC. So that's really annoying. So let's check him out further. You can see him, he's now floating. He really looks evil. And look at his chest. It's kinda open or something. So this is his default stance, and for the battle stance you can also see the swords behind him. And if you want to check out the exclusive equipment, this is the exclusive equipment of Shufraken. The swords are really dark and it has this dark energy or black mist surrounding the sword or swords. So for the appearance effect,
This overwhelming power.
Dragon Emperor Shufraken. So I wasn't able to see that appearance effect because I haven't got the Fatecore. We can only see it from here. And for the skill preview, that's the normal attack. And for the first skill,
I'll show you absolute power.
even the color of his eyes is quite different. This is the second skill, by the way. It really looks powerful. So this is the gold Fatecore of Shufraken. He doesn't have any black Fatecore yet, but he has this orange Fatecore which I mentioned earlier, and as you can see here, I'm just checking for other Fatecores. Maybe he has one. Those special Fatecores wherein you need to buy using crystals, but it seems there's none, because for this one, I already have this one. And the difference is, you can clearly see his pants are really baggy compared to the normal one. Yeah, I'll show you that in the Heroes Management button. So over here, we can see that he doesn't have any other orange Fatecores yet. There's this leak about his red Fatecore. It doesn't, I mean, it wasn't really released yet, but I happened to see it once. It looks like a younger version of Shufraken, and I'm not sure when it will be released. So over here,
no one shall deny the
so
way.
if you happen to equip the orange Fatecore, wait, I'll just show you again. So this is the normal pants for Shufraken. It looks normal. But if you're going to equip the orange Fatecore, so therefore it will look like this. It's so baggy. And the other characters who have this baggy version of their pants are Ramsey and Rudley. Well, for Rakel, actually, it's the opposite, because currently, for his regular form, he actually wears a not too baggy pants, but semi-baggy pants. But if you get the orange Fatecore, which I showed you before, it's actually a more tighter look or normal look. So here in the appearance button, I'll just use the normal one. And as you can see, already got the Dragon Emperor's Power exclusive equipment of Shufraken. I actually got this from, yes, Path of Trials. I think it's the part wherein you have to go over and defeat the Northbound Frosty bosses or monsters. That's where you can get it. I'm not sure if it's still available now, so I'm planning to use my second account to check if there's still available exclusive equipment for that. So it says here, Shufraken's exclusive equipment, it embodies the Dragon Emperor Accor's power that Shufraken obtained. It bears power to destroy everything. So it's funny because I really wanted to build the Northbound Frosty characters at first, but I don't know why. Along the way, I changed my mind, because what I did was, you can clearly see here in the icon, it says here +3, so that means I already transcended Shufraken 3 times. You can see the 3 gold circles over here. So that's already done, and I still have 2 more left, 2 more copies in order for me to max transcend him. And as you know, the maximum transcendence of a hero here in Exos Heroes is only 5. So you might be wondering why I got the 3 copies. It's from, actually, after Season 5 update, there's this material wherein you can reset the progress or the build of a certain hero. So what I did, I reset Garth's progress,
A pleasant
and
victory.
you can get fated tickets or selector fated tickets in return. That's where I use Shufraken. Shufraken's fated copies in order for me to get. But later on, I somewhat regret it because I went back to Garth
Victory
and
comes with
build her completely again. I still have some left over here. So
victory
I changed
comes with
and
patience.
returned to Garth. I'm not sure if I finished also. I mean, I started building the signature force of Garth. I think yes. Level 1 is finished. I'm going to the second level because I also reset this and gave it to Shufraken, which happened to give me this. So it's actually confusing, but now I'm ready focus on Garth. And I'll just finish Dorca's Nation, and after that I can proceed with Garth.
Is this all you got?
So then again,
Kneel to your king.
it looks like Shufraken, or my Shufraken, will be waiting again in the line for his turn to be built, because I'm not even sure if I'm going to build him here, probably in my second account, but I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, that's for the exclusive equipment. And next, for the artifact, I actually equipped this randomly, because this is the part where the artifact, I mean, when I plan to build Shufraken, this is the time where the artifact was first introduced, and that was November 2021. That was last year. So I just placed this one, grants a barrier equal to 7% of own health to all allies at the start. It's kind of decent, but really not that useful, because the best artifacts for defense type heroes are usually the orange one. Let's say for this one, Boundary of Life and Death VV, 20% chance to destroy a random Guardian Stone from target when basic attacking. So this is really nice. We'll be able to break our enemies easier with this. Second one is Golden Fury Ulex, grants decreased area piercing damage by 50% to all allies for 2 rounds at the start of round, 1 time per 2 rounds. So this is really good, especially when your enemies are dealing piercing damage. So you can cut the damage in half, or 50%. So this is also good. And next is Infinite Chain Panian, 75% to gain mana, 1 mana for every 2 back row allies at the start of all turn, 1 time per round. So for every 2 heroes at the back, the defense type hero or the knight gains 1 mana. So if you have Shufraken alone up front and you're not going to put any supporters, just him alone at the front, and you got 4 heroes at his back, so therefore he'll be able to get the chance to get 2 manas when it's his turn. So that's really powerful. I mean, he could really do skills all the time. So next, the one I always see this from other players who's using Shufraken, their Shufraken can revive, because with this artifact, Enchanted Sword Dance Lovely, it says here 50% chance to revive with 30% health upon dying, grants a barrier equal to 20% of max health for 6 turns upon reviving with this effect. So this is the one they've been using when it comes to their Shufraken. So next is, oh wait, it's just the same. Also, this one, Righteous Mercy Olivia, this is also good. Decreases damage received by all allies besides self by 5% while alive. This is also good. And for the purple ones, this is also good. 50% chance to grant 30% reflect damage to self for 30 turns. 3 turns. Sorry, not 30 turns. It's just 3. So, Bloody Battle of Extremes Leonard. This is quite annoying, really, because whenever you try to attack Shufraken, they will be able to reflect. He will be able to reflect the damage with 30%. So that one is good. This one grants a barrier equal to... not really. I saw one thing also which is good. The one who has shared health. I'm trying to look for it. This one. Unbreakable Wall Messiang. Grants share health to all allies. To transfer 10% of the damage received to self. So guys, if you are not aware, share health is like, well, from the word itself, it's sharing health. So whenever you see, if you happen to battle in 7 Stunner, and when you are trying to attack their damage dealers, and you can see the knight also gets affected or gets hurt whenever you attack the heroes behind or next to him. So that's share health, because he or she or whoever your knight is sharing his or her health to their allies. So whenever they got damaged, he also gets damaged. So this is also nice because it will prevent your heroes from dying too early. So those are the artifacts. And for the gears, well, already equipped this, but this is not yet sure. So remember guys, based on his passive, Fear of the Abyss, it has a lot of debuffs. If the target attacks by self has debuff, so if the target attacked by self has debuff, afflicts target with bind. So it seems like whenever you attack the enemy who you've already afflicted with debuff, the enemy gets bind or bound for 8 turns more. So that's really quite annoying. So you can do this, I think. Well, I'm not a Shufraken user, but based on what I'm reading here and based on what I'm understanding, it seems like whenever you are doing Marching Sword or his second skill, it says here, increases the it's the third line, 60% chance to afflict target with provoke for 5 turns. So when this happens, the bind will be triggered. This is how I understand it. So it only means that you really need to have your Shufraken effect hit to be high, maybe at least 100% for this to take place. All of this, well, this is for the fated version, right? Heal over time. But if you happen to equip the gold Fatecore version, this actually afflicts purge, so that's another debuff. So you can see my stats over here. So please don't judge me with the stats. This is actually not right. You can see effect hit is totally 0. So no, erase it. So I'm not going to show you the stats anymore because it's too ugly. But my advice for your gears, it could be better if you're going to equip him with fortification set, vitality set, or effect resist set. Those 3 sets are actually good for knights, and you're just going to play with their substats. Substats such as these 4 over here, because actually this is quite decent. For his gloves, you can see HP in percent for the main stats, and for the substats you can see defense, attack. There are whole numbers or flat numbers which are really not recommended. It should be in percent, so critical damage should be in percent, defense should be in percent, attack. But based over here, what can I see, and based on from his passive, which we already discussed, this is actually so wrong. Shufraken should have high effect hit in order for his debuffs to work or his status effect to work, to take place, and at least have it at 100%. And then he should have high HP, defense, effect resist for him to last long and for him to be tanky. Attack speed is also good for him to act fast. So over here, percent also, attack speed. Okay, there's attack speed, but HP is in flat. So since Shufraken is not a damage dealer, he can have attack but not critical damage, I guess, because critical damage, critical hit rate, and attack are usually for damage dealers. And for knight, at least you have HP, defense, resist, and attack speed. And in his case, because we want this debuffs to work, these terms are really a mouthful. So sometimes, you know, since I'm a Filipino, English is not totally my first language, and particularly, oh wait, just a brief backstory. I'm a Filipino, but I'm from the South. So we have this certain dialect. So that means, you know, well, it will really get long. I'll just explain that later. So anyway, in order for these debuffs to take place or for this to work, we really need to have his effect hit as high as we can. Well, not really. I'm not sure if there's a max cap for maximum capacity for effect hit. Maybe there's none, I mean. So we can do it at least 100%. So that's my basic advice when it comes to gearing. So don't forget his HP, defense, and effect resist, and also speed, because he's a knight, he's a tank, he's a frontliner. But we also should not forget this special skills he has, which is the debuffs. And with these special skills, he actually becomes unique as a knight, because not only he protects his entire party or allies, but he gives out this status effect which makes him really annoying to battle against. And before, if you happen to play Exos Heroes way before, about 2 years ago, I'm sure you're all aware he has mana burn. So whenever he does marching sword, there's this mana burn additional skills. Every single one of your hero cannot do any skills anymore with that, because he really absorbs that. Not really absorbs, probably he removes it all. That also makes him very annoying. Good thing they already removed that, but still he has a lot of debuffs, so he's still annoying to battle against, especially with his children, Valentina and who else? Ramji. They have those anti-heal and mana burning effects, which really makes Northbound Frosty heroes annoying to battle against, and in that case they are pretty strong. So I think that's all. We've covered about everything for Shufraken, that is. We discussed about his Fatecores. He only has 2. The major one is the Gold Fatecore. Of course, if you're going to ask me which is better, it's always the Gold Fatecore. So we also discussed the exclusive equipment, his background story, and his basic gear. So remember guys, like I told you in my other videos, and I'm going to repeat it when I remember it, that I am not an expert when it comes to gearing heroes. I just know the basics. But with these basics, we will get far, because there are other players out there. Like for example, if you happen to watch my other videos, wherein one of our guild members, which I always call Master Uller, I call him Master for a reason, because he is really good when it comes to gearing. He really reads, he knows how to strategize about it, but it's too beyond for me, because you know, I'm just a free-to-play player. I'm basic when it comes to playing, but well, I probably, you know, based on what you see in my videos whenever I do those 7-stunner sessions, I think you can see that I'm still getting far with these basic techniques. So I'm pretty sure you will be able to as well. So that will be all for today guys. Please do not forget to subscribe to my Twitch channel, and also please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I can see a lot of viewers out there who's watching my videos. I receive comments, also positive ones, and but I noticed based on my tracking sheet, a lot are really watching my videos but are not subscribed yet. So please do subscribe to my videos, to my channel, so that you'll be updated with what's happening with us or me in our Exos Heroes journey. And yeah, you'll be able to see all of my other Exos Heroes content and other games as well, which is currently I'm not really playing or streaming other games, because technically I'm really busy this week and last week. There's this event in the real life world wherein we really need to attend to. So, but still, I really don't want to miss out a day, especially the weekdays from Mondays to Fridays, because I usually upload videos. So I really don't want to miss or leave you out hanging. So again, please do subscribe to my videos, and this is Bear Gaming. Have a good night everyone.